Thanks for joining us. One of the most important lessons resonating with people in my seminars is the understanding of how mind, body, and spirit works together. A simple example is if you spend all your time in your business, your relationship is going to suffer, and vice versa. If you spend all your time thinking about your spirituality or in meditation and ignore your physical health, the rest of your system will suffer as well. So it might seem like a challenge for your time at first, but avoiding specific time wasters that cloud your mind and organizing your life better, you'll find it easier to work on these things and have success in them all at once. The point is to spend your time efficiently on what brings you towards your goals and not away from them anymore. Now, across the board, the number one thing that I notice people struggle with is finding their purpose, and it affects them in many different ways. They think it's going to be found when they lose the weight that they want, or get their big break and make money, or buy a house or have kids. And when it doesn't bring the contentment that they were looking for, they're left feeling lost since they don't have the answers that they thought they were going to get. When a person does find their purpose or loses their need for it, they can more easily lose the weight that they want, their relationships get better, and they can find and overcome blocks that have to do with guilt and shame that hold them back. Their businesses suddenly improve, and more importantly, their fear subsides. Regarding meditation, people often feel constricted when they start meditating, and there's a very specific reason why that happens. After you understand why, you'll be able to have more positive experiences in your meditations and get all the benefits. People in my classes have gone on to tell me that after having a great experience with the pre-meditation exercises that I show them, they are motivated to continue the practice long term. For many years, I was on a search for meaning in my life, and of course, always am. I ran a big company, I was a professional kickboxer, I lived in Central and South America, and I studied with shamanic healers. And then I moved to Asia and studied with monks. I studied herbs in Thailand, Qigong, and many other healing methods. And I didn't do all this because I had a health problem or anything else wrong with me, just a burning desire to get some answers. I meditated for hours a day in some cases and met some world-renowned masters, and I found a lot of what I was looking for. This came with the responsibility of wanting to teach what I learned to other people. I left an executive position in my company and wrote a few books, and I began teaching, and a lot of people were having success finding happiness and their purpose from the work, but I still felt like it wasn't possible for most people unless they were able to spend every day, all day, for weeks, trying to change their life. So I created a program that works in under an hour a day. And the beauty of this seminar is that it can be done from your home with small but specific changes in your process, spending as little as 30 minutes a day in some cases. You have a choice to go as deep as you want, however, as I'll follow you the entire way with weekly conversations about your process. There are a lot of pitfalls to most seminars that I've found that I've worked to overcome in mine. To begin with, why is it that you can go into a seminar for a few hours or a weekend or even a week and you leave totally fired up, but after a month, then you feel that you're right back to the way you were prior to the seminar? It's because they didn't show you how to make the lifestyle change or incorporate the subconscious mind's time frame for habit and change. Human psychology goes through a certain cycle every 40 to 48 days, which is known as a mandala. This is also why in Ayurvedic medicine, for example, medicine, herbs, or treatments are usually given for 48 to 120 days. This is the length of time that is needed for them to take root in your system, which is 1 to 3 mandalas. So doing something new for one mandala will allow for it to be written into your system like software. Then it will function on a completely different level. Depending on the problem and your dosha or body and personality type, they decide how many mandalas are necessary for change for you. The changes that we're making can be completed in under an hour a day, and these changes are best created into habit over the course of 3 mandalas, since they encompass mind, body, and spirit, but are worked on simultaneously. This is why my seminars are at least 40 days and up to 120 days in some cases. It incorporates the joining of the body doshas, which is the mental and energetic mandalas, creating a lasting change. Military organizations know about this too, which is why training camp is always a minimum of that long, and why you'll notice someone will come back from boot camp a completely different person. Here, in less than an hour a day, you will find lasting change that can alter your life path to bring you to contentment at the level of your soul. This is why people have described it as being so powerful. They can define their life in two ways: that before this seminar and that after. It creates lasting change that will benefit a lifetime and offers the ammunition to fight depression or upset or whatever comes up for you. I'll show you how to be your own coach and give you an arsenal of things to fight against anxiety, grief, upset, weight gain, breakups, and hold your focus on the life that you want no matter what comes up. You'll be like a trained warrior against this sort of negative emotions, as I'll teach you what the teachers know, rather than being at their mercy to have to pay them to get you out of your negativity. You will also join a group of others at different stages of my seminars, conversing about challenges coming up for them, and they'll offer you support with yours. You're going to get a file once a week with daily audio lessons that will explain what to do for that week and for that day. Those will include meditations, an eating plan with simple, great tasting video recipes, and those are super healthy based on your body type and your goals. For relationships, there are also communication exercises and other ways to improve your relationships and get to the bottom of why there are issues regarding power struggles, why you or your partner may be building resentment, are not speaking up, have issues around sex, and so much more. And how to identify what has been blocking you from getting what you want. And that includes spiritually, energetically, mentally, physically, and financially. There's also time management, high efficiency training, anti-procrastination, life balancing, and ways to improve your voice and body language that demand attention and show confidence every time you open your mouth. There are also weekly classes where you train with me one-on-one or as part of a group in the same program, and a forum where you will post what you're working on and your results. Now, this would normally cost $12,000, and that was the discounted rate after recording it for larger groups. But that cost is being cut by 60% to just $49.95. And if you get in the next 24 hours, I'm going to include the weekly classes for free that are normally an extra $275 per month, and a $1,500 wellness plan. That has suggested product lists, supplements, and foods to buy that will change your life that has taken me over 20 years to amass. I also know couples like to do this together, so instead of paying double, you can do this with your spouse, your boyfriend or girlfriend for just an extra 20% of the cost. I'm also going to include my contact list of healing methods and web developers to start your business if that is something that would benefit you, and my full contacts of healers and holistic doctors that I recommend to overcome many issues physically and emotionally. I guarantee that this is going to be the best training that you've ever had, or you have 21 days to return it to get your money back. With the cost breakdown for the 16-week seminar, essentially it's like getting the training for free and you're just paying to be in the weekly seminar. This is obviously the best investment, as it will pay you back in your health, your career, your relationship, and your lifestyle. The guarantee is that you'll benefit far more than the amount that you're paying. I've spent over 20 years and over $100,000 accumulating this knowledge, and you can have it for a few $1,000s now. But when considering the cost, the bigger question here is, what is the cost of inaction? Like your health, if you're not improving it or evolving, you're digressing. Relationships are just the same. What will your life look like if you don't do something like this? 10 years from now, will you have any more than just the simple changes that have not offered you contentment in the past? People that train with me say that their life is unrecognizable to their old self. The people they date, their marriage and their sex life, the jobs that they've had, places they travel, food that they eat, and it's constantly evolving. But it won't take that long either. In just 3 months, your life will be unrecognizable. Look at your downside. If it doesn't work out, think about what are the worst things that could come from taking this, and how could you repair that? You have a guarantee. The question I always ask is, what is the cost of the status quo? Move out of your comfort zone and start recognizing and solving your biggest challenges from the inside out. What's the difference between a seeker and a doer? A doer takes action on what they learn right away. Why do you learn a language much better when you're in the country that they speak it rather than in the classroom? It's because you're forced to take action on it. I will teach you how to get away from passive learning and make real change in your life. And I'm looking forward to speaking to you each week.